What up? What up? So today, let's talk about being aware.
Awareness.
Right.
We're going to talk about ways to increase your awareness, why you should increase your awareness, your level of awareness, and different types of awareness. We'll start with types of awareness. What are some types of awareness you guys might think about? Let us know in them comments. Now, some of the types of awareness that I'm aware of is self-awareness. There's spatial awareness. There's environmental awareness. Right. I like this one specifically because for the people who grew up in inner cities like we did, right, or in the hood, in the projects, in the ghetto, as they call it, in dangerous environments, I mean, shit, this ain't necessarily a dangerous environment, but it's still, we in LA, right? And it's hella shit going down everywhere you look. See? And that requires you to be aware of your surroundings. You have to know the type of environment you're in at all times. No doubt. These are skills that we've learned from just growing up in the environments that we've grown up in. Right. You gotta be aware. Something I told my daughter several times.
All right, for sure.
So, what I mean is, if we in the hood, we ain't in the hood, but we downtown. And in this particular part downtown, it's not cracking. It's not like dangerous all the time, but danger's still around. Best believe that. Right. It's around. Right. And you gotta know how to spot that danger, that potential danger. More importantly, you don't wait till shit happens to react. You stay aware of what could happen. Just know the potential dangers is what we're talking about.
You gotta be able to prevent it.
You gotta prevent that. At least be prepared for it best you can.
Right.
So I'm saying, so for example, if I know that people get jacked all the time around here, or there's a lot of carjackings. I know that happens all the time. People get their shit stolen out of cars, stolen all the time. That means if you got a car, don't park your shit where it was dimly lit. Right. Park your shit where it's bright, where there's lots of lighting, because that eliminates people want to go in your shit.
Right. Or when you're coming out your house, make sure to look both ways. Look around. Check out who's around that corner, who's in front of you.
Right.
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 When you step outside to prevent yourself from getting robbed, possibly.
Yeah.
Right. Listen. You know.
Also, in places like LA, man, gang culture is just what it is. You hear me? We in LA. Gang culture is a part of it.
Right. I always been here.
It ain't going nowhere. So what that means is know what neighborhoods you're in. Right. Pay attention.
Right.
If for example, we in a blood neighborhood, don't be walking around with no symbolism or no colors that represents Crips, because that'll get you fucked up possibly.
Right.
Or at the very least, it'll get you robbed or harassed.
Right.
You don't want no issues.
And one way to find out what gang is what, pay attention to the hit-ups that you see on the walls, right?
Ooh, good
that ain't
one.
there for no reason.
Good one.
That's there for a reason. They don't put that much work in for no reason.
Yeah, they let
pay
you
attention
know.
to where you at. Read the signs, you know what I'm saying? If you pay attention enough, and a lot of y'all be paying attention to the internet these days anyway. I know y'all do.
Yeah.
A lot of you nerds who don't know nothing about the hood. I know y'all be watching these videos on the internet now. So since you're on there, pay attention to what these writings say on the wall. That'll let you know real fast what neighborhood you in, real quick.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Do your little Google search, whatever weird shit you gotta do, but pay attention. Pay attention, watch, read it. That's how you know. That's a real quick way to know what neighborhood you're in. You know? So
that's a good example of environmental awareness. Another one, self-awareness.
Right.
You want to elaborate?
Self-awareness. So I'll just give you an example of what I do to be self-aware at all times. One thing I do for sure on a daily basis, maybe even several moments throughout the day, is I sit in silence. We've talked about this before. I sit in silence, right? And I check inventory. I check in with myself to see how I'm feeling, right? If I'm nervous, if I'm anxious, angry, happy, I sit and pay attention to that, because that kind of vibe can be transferred over to the people that you're around, which could add to a positive or negative situation at that moment, right? If I walk into a room already feeling anxious, that might create an anxious environment. It can transfer over to the next person that's around me. Now everybody's anxious.
That's a good point.
You know, but at the same time, if I'm happy, If I'm feeling calm, happy, I walk into that room feeling that way, that energy is going to transfer over to everybody too, which could make for a good encounter, you know?
Yeah.
Depending on which vibe you got. So I'm saying from moment to moment, day to day, pay attention to your vibe. You know, let's say it like that. Pay attention to your vibe. You know, check in with yourself. See how you feel at that moment. You know, and if you're not, do what you need to do to regulate that.
Like
however you do it.
So you're saying practice mindfulness.
Call it that mindfulness. You know,
stop, slow down, listen to your breathing, take some deep breaths, slow it down. We always moving, we always rushing, especially out here in LA. Everybody's in a rush all the time, trying to hurry up and get somewhere.
Right.
But ain't nothing more important than you and your state of being. If you know what you're doing with yourself,
right.
Stop, slow down, take a breath. You don't have everything always gotta be on go all the time, as much as they try to convince you of that.
Yeah, because I was part of that. I used to, for a long time, I used to always be on go, right? Always on go. And like you said, especially here in LA, that's just the vibe, you know what I mean? A lot of times, not so much in Long Beach, but other parts of LA, you know, especially let's say you live downtown. Oh, that vibe is gonna be very go, right? So you adapt that. At least I did, you know. But then I realized how stressed I was, and how much I was always on the go and always in a hurry, you know. I didn't even realize it until I left LA and then realized and moved to St. Louis at the time, which is kind of a slower paced city. And that's when I realized how I was on the go I was all the time, how stressed out I was all the time, and always hyper aware, you know? Because being aware is one thing, but being hyper aware may not necessarily be the healthiest thing for you either.
That just leads to anxiety eventually.
That part. So yeah, it's good to do, but you want to keep that in check and stay balanced as well with that.
Yeah. Some other ways to practice self-awareness. I know I said mindfulness, but you could also use meditation. It could be as simple as just pure silence. Wake up in the morning, first thing in the morning, don't grab your phone, don't do nothing else, but just sit there. You ain't even got to get up. Just lay there quietly. Listen to everything around you. You hear me? Close your eyes and just be for a second. You know, just be. Just let everything be. Don't worry about what you're going to do after you get done or how you're going to hurry up and get to work or what you got to do to get ready. Just be there.
Explain to them what being actually means, because I noticed that gets tossed around a lot. But what does that really mean to be? What does that really mean?
To just be means to just accept what is.
Right.
Be in love with that moment.
Right.
Whatever it is what it is. And that's all there is for that time being.
I say feel it.
Feel it.
Feel it. Whatever that is.
Yeah, just basically, what's the word? Embrace the moment.
Right.
Embrace it.
Right.
Good, bad, or ugly. Embrace that shit, man. You know? You don't know what it might turn into. But we often think we got to hurry up and get out of an uncomfortable situation. Saying if it is an uncomfortable situation, that's just an example. Right. That we got to hurry up and get up out of it. How about you just try to just be with that moment and then see what it turns into? Right. You know what I mean?
Feel your way through it.
Feel your way through it. Right. What is your body trying to tell you? Because believe it or not, your body is always trying to talk to you. We rarely stop and listen to it.
So true.
You know, our intuition is always talking to us, but we don't hear it because we're always drowned out by all the million other thoughts that we got going on. About how we gonna pay the rent, what we gonna eat today, or what's our girlfriend gonna say when I didn't call her back right away, or what our boss might say, you know, whatever, man. Sometimes you gotta just stop and listen to what you are telling you. So you can do that by meditation, deep breathing, or like we said earlier, mindfulness, practicing mindfulness.
Right. So one of the reasons I think one of the great reasons to be aware is especially when it comes to this thing we talk about, back on manifestation stuff, right? Or let's just say even prayer, right? You pray for something, right? You're looking for an answer, right? How do you receive those answers if you're not aware? Because those answers you can receive those answers through so many ways, right? Through so many ways. We talked about this in a video before. How are you gonna receive those answers if you're not aware? You have to be aware to be able to receive those answers because they come to so many avenues. Mm-hmm. So that's one of the big reasons why awareness is a way to keep you safe, but also to receive.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And if any of you guys get what we're saying at this point in this video, comment. Let us know what you think.
Yeah, for sure.
I'd like to know.
Holla at us. Get in them comments. Let us know. Connect with us.
Also, when we talk about connection, subscribe, please. Please subscribe, because that's the best way we can stay connected with you.
So
you can stay tuned for any new videos we post or anything what's going on with us.
Yeah.
Subscription is what matters, so subscribe, please.
Yeah, so you can keep up on the growth. You know, we can grow together. The only way to do that is to stay connected.
For sure.
So I recommend you subscribe. So we talked about awareness and how to stay aware. Well, first and foremost, I just want to say, what up, little bro? Little Joseph, Lindsay, my little brother, if you're out there, man, I love you. It's been a minute since we spoke, but I just say that if you run across this, man, we still love you, man. We ain't forgotten about you.
For sure. Matter of fact, I hope this video reaches you, because I know you could use some self-awareness, right?
For sure.
Not to get too much into it, but little bro's going through some
mental stuff.
Some mental stuff. We'll say that,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
But I say one of the best ways to work through that as well is to what? Be aware, self-aware, you know? But he'll get through it.
Yeah.
But we love you.
Yeah. And shout out to all the twins that may be watching this too, man.
Twin love, twin life.
Connect with us.
For sure.
So yeah, awareness. So he just mentioned one of the benefits of being aware, and that's to receive. Receive what?
Answers, energy, strength, right? Warnings. Warnings,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
I'll give an example of that. There was multiple times, right? But I'll just think of this one time that never left my mind, that you and I both were driving down the street, man. We were sober. I have to say that right now. We were driving sober. And it was nighttime, but it wasn't that dark, but we couldn't see. And there was a car. We were driving this way, cars were coming this way on the opposite of the street, but then he crosses over into our lane and he starts coming towards us straight forward, head on. And I could have assumed, he's gonna move over, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But the closer he got, I realized this person is not about to switch lanes. He's coming straight at us. So if it wasn't for me not being self-aware, I wouldn't have been able to get out of that lane on time, you know?
Right.
And we would have got killed for sure, you know? So that's just one of many examples of being self-aware, because we was in the middle of a conversation, playing music and all like that, but I was aware enough to realize this person is not gonna change.
I remember that.
Yeah.
I was like, my life is over.
You know what I mean?
This is it, God. Oh, God. Here we
And
go.
I was able to change lanes without hitting anybody else too, you know?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying, self-aware. You always got to keep I won't say always keep your guard up necessarily, but keep them antennas up, for sure.
For sure.
You know?
Yeah.
Keep your eyes open and your ears open. You know?
Yeah. Awareness can keep you healthy. Awareness can keep you alive.
Right?
It can keep you safe. You know, not just for yourself, but for the people around you.
Around you as well, yeah.
You
100%.
know, a lot of times, no judgment here, but I remember when my daughter was little, the thing used to annoy me a little bit was when I would see like these moms with their kids and they going shopping. And I understand you're immersed in the moment, but you also have a little, life to take care of and keep safe. So I know it's easy to get distracted, I guess, when you're shopping. It requires all your attention on that, I guess.
Right.
But anyway, like my daughter used to do when she was with her mom, I would just observe. I would see her mom, and she'd be holding and she'd be calling herself shopping, and my daughter would, doing what little kids do, especially around 2-3 years old. They're little and they're underneath all the clothes. It's fun for them. They're walking around, they're running around. They're not supposed to be. They're not going to have that level of awareness by nature. They're just in the moment. They're kids, man. Right. They're doing what they're supposed to do.
They don't need to be.
You're supposed to do it as the parent.
Right.
So that used to annoy me to see that, but I say that to say that, anything can happen in that process by you being so immersed in shopping and not being aware of what's going on with the baby, man. She might run off, somebody might snatch him, whatever,
Right.
So what I always used to do, I didn't play like I said. My daughter's with me. One care for what we doing. Don't move. Don't move anywhere away from me. I don't care how it sounds.
I've seen him do it for sure.
Yeah, man.
And some people try to say that he's being, what do you call it?
Too protective, whatever.
Overprotective.
That's my job, you know. I mean, that's one thing I'm gonna do is protect mine for sure. Right. That's what I'm gonna do. I don't care how I look or how it sounds, or what everybody says. You know, if you're with me. Anybody, but especially kids, man. You know, I've worked with kids in the past too, so I don't play that. You know, like I'm gonna keep you safe. You around me. But you know, but speaking as far as my own, you know, like I said, don't move. You know, I mean, don't move. I mean, seriously. And one time she thought it was cool to wander off, or try to anyway. I told her one too many times. I'm not gonna argue with you. I'm not gonna, you know. I said if you move. We're gonna leave. You know, she wanted to stay. I said, if you leave my side, then we're gonna leave the store. So, you know, she thought I was joking. She had to try her limits. So I said, okay, I ain't gonna yell at you, none of that. We're gonna get up out of the store. She threw a little fit, you know. She got mad because she didn't take me seriously. She was used to doing that with her mom. She had to say it by 10, 20 times, right, or at all. But I meant what I said because that was a lesson she needed to learn to keep her. I do this to keep you safe, you know. And that's my job. Yeah, and this one she didn't have no front teeth back then. Her baby's teeth were gone. They're still coming in, and she threw a little fit. You know what I mean? And she was so mad, which reminded me of myself when I was little. She was so mad that she just bit me on my shoulder and shook her little head. That's how hard she bit me. You know, it didn't really hurt because she had no teeth. But I was like, you gonna be mad? That's okay, but at least you learned your lesson. So I say that to say, man, by all means, stay aware, man. Stay aware of your surroundings, you know. Right. Stay aware of your surroundings, especially in today's time, man. There's a lot of shit going on out there.
Any means necessary.
Yeah, stay aware, man.
But while being aware, you don't want to be so crazy with it where you're walking around in fear.
Yeah.
Right? Because we see that. We see so much of that.
I feel like that'll lead to insanity.
Where I look, there's people, yeah, okay, you look like you're on your toes, you know, you seem aware, but you walk around in fear. Mm-hmm. And that right there, which I think can be a whole nother video, we might get into that tomorrow. Yeah. But don't let the being aware make you fearful, right? Because fearful can make you do some really stupid things. Mm-hmm. You know, make you make stupid decisions, treat people awful ways, all because of the fact that you're walking around in fear. So you make a lot of stupid assumptions too, you know, out of fear. Yeah. Right? Yeah. So, and let's just talk on a vibrational level. What do you think that is? Very negative, right? And that's what you're attracting, right? Because
you attract what you put out.
Right.
Your state of being is what you project.
Right.
You know, if you're constantly walking around in this hyper elevated, you know, awareness, which really is just fear, you're going to attract a lot of fearful situations, fearful people.
You're going to attract a lot of things to create more fear. Yeah. Right? You're going to attract situations to make you more fearful.
Yeah, exactly.
And then it's like a loop.
Right.
Right?
Right.
So,
yeah.
So stay balanced. That's what I'm saying, really.
It comes back to balance, man.
Once again, we're going to talk about this throughout all our videos because that's one of the main things that I think we're all searching for, really, whether we know it or not. We're all trying to get to this balanced state.
For sure.
You know?
Physically healthy, you know, physically,
or whole state. That's another way to say it.
Yeah, holistic.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we're trying to get to. Yeah. You know, we're not trying to be perfect. That's not a real thing because we're always growing, expanding, you know, contraction and expansion. Right. But it all leads to balance. Right. That's all we're trying to do is be balanced people, you know. And I say that to say basically, don't ever stop trying to grow. Don't ever stop trying to become balanced. We all get a little off balance from time to time because life does that for us. And it's a natural part of the process. But at the end of the day, don't forget to try to come back to some type of balance, however you can. Right. Whoever you are. I don't care what you do in life. You know, parents, single people, students, old people, young people, slim people, whatever, man. Just try to come back to some type of balance. Just take it day by day. Right. It ain't got to be perfect. Just do a little bit. Just a little bit at a time. You know, if yesterday you fell off the wagon, start again tomorrow. Don't beat yourself up about it.
Stay consistent.
Yeah.
Try to anyhow.
Yeah.
Right?
Consistency.
This is part of why we post every day, because this is us putting consistency into practice, right? And balance into practice, you know, because that's what life's about, putting these things into practice. Yeah. It's the only way to really make it happen, put it into practice.
I know I've said it before, y'all, but it's all about self-love. Stay loving yourself. Stay aware of how you're treating yourself. All right? And I love y'all. And I love myself. Love yourself for yourself.
Stay cool.
All right. See you.